Happy New Year's Day, everybody, and welcome to Jason Gym in Jefferson City, Missouri. James Stanley with you courtside on the MIAA Network.
The 2021 season is finally here, and everyone is glad to be back at the ballpark. Tonight, it's the Wake Forest Fungo taking on the Wilson Tobbs in their season opener. Happy Thursday, everybody, and welcome to Wilson, North Carolina.
Hello, everybody. I'm James Stanley along with Bo Bayman as we get you set for pregame coverage here of the 8-man Show Me Bowl Championship.
Luke Zimmerman, 2 for 2, halfway through the cycle, and pops the first pitch high down the left field line. Chasing Blackford at the chalk, makes the catch, and he flips over the small brick wall in left field. What a catch made by Braden Blackford. He gave the old college try. Lincoln trailed by 6 with 7:15 to play. And they down the Jets by 5, thanks to Nashawn Rigmaiden. JoJo Mitchell out of the break, boots it high, and out of bounds. So we welcome you back to the second quarter of the 2021 Show Me Bowl. James Stanley, Bo Bayman on the call. And so far, with the exception of the 2 opening drives tonight, there's been not a lot of offense.
That is for Mitchell, that's just the 14th punt this year for Drexel. That shows you how closely these teams are matched.
Heitschuh behind the line. He's brought down by Garrett Yeager. He plays both sides of the ball on the line, center on offense, defensive end on defense. Had a couple of tackles for loss in the win last week for Drexel as they took down King City 56-28. That'll be a tackle for loss, his 11th of the season. Gladstone will have to wait. False start.
If there's one thing, James, that John Edwell, the head coach of the Worth County Tigers, cannot be happy with is all these penalties. They have made a difference so far, and here's another one. After a play that went for -1 yards, you have a false start, and all of a sudden it's 2nd and 16 with a couple of teams not used to punting. Worth County, the stat leader is Alex Reinhardt, who usually does the punting. He had 3 punts all season. So that was punt number 4 earlier when we saw it.
And Gladstone is listed as the punter now as he airs it out over the middle. First down, and a few more as he connects with Rundy. Rundy's good for about 45 yards per game through the air. And that's exactly what Worth County needed here on this first drive of the second quarter.
You'll see here, Gladstone does a good job as Rundy comes over. The defenders get mixed up. He even looked and couldn't believe how wide open he was. That is a huge gain and a field flipper for the Tigers.
Airing it out deep, it's caught, touchdown, Worth County. A dime, Gladstone to McIntyre on his 14th receiving touchdown of the season. What do you say, Worth County? Back on top. They started the game with the ball. And they scored on their first drive of the first quarter, and now they score on their first drive of the second.
And Worth County has found a way to move the ball downfield through the air. A perfect throw over the outstretched arms of Compton, and a perfect strike for 6.
Here's the option play, and it's in as Heitschuh turns the corner and finds the pylon. Worth County by 8. And whatever adjustments John Adwell made with his team during the break between quarters, Bo, they seem to have worked. And there you see Haichu getting in for the 2-point conversion.
And really, James, the difference to me so far in the offenses is the ability of Aiden Gladstone to complete passes. We talked about Jacob Coffey and his ability to run. Well, they haven't completed many passes, and so they clog up the middle. And meanwhile, Gladstone has feathered a couple of passes in there beautifully and led to scores, and that's why the score is 14-6 Worth County, despite all the penalties that they've had on both sides of the ball.
You know, you go back to the first quarter, and Gladstone had that perfect dime of a pass that was broken up by Corey Compton. And all of his passes since then have been identical.
Yeah, no doubt about it. He's been on the money and dialed in. And another penalty on Worth County.
Well, it may not seem like much now, but in a one-score game, if this continues on the same trend into the fourth quarter, those penalty yards are really going to hurt.
We'll see the field position here, too, for the Bobcats.
Well, a fair catch. He'll start at the 33, made by Billy Lau. So how will Jacob Coffey and company respond? I think that's the question here. They went the wrong way, had some penalties, as well as a couple of incomplete passes on their last drive. Although their last drive also started at the 2-yard line. And thanks to some penalties on Worth County's defense, they were able to create a little bit of breathing room.
Gladstone doing a great job, his 33rd touchdown pass of the season. And now Coffey's going to have to respond with his offense.
He's going to pass it. Lofts it downfield in the breadbasket. Nothing but green grass ahead. Jacob Coffey, like old white lightning to Corey Compton.
And that's what can happen in 8-man football. Lightning can strike like that. Look at this pass from Coffey. He sells it as maybe a run, takes a hit, throws it up, and just what we talked about, puts more air under it, James, and then Compton's able to run under the ball and catch it for 6.
And he changed that slot a little bit. You know, he plays forward in basketball. That was kind of like watching somebody from the straightaway 3 putting a little bit of air on the rainbow.
That was a beautiful pass, and let's be honest, much needed for the Bobcats.
They can tie it up. But Popplewell is met by a big white line. And they say not today.
That's big Jace Latham in the middle there, number 72, a junior at 300 pounds on the defensive line. He's joined there by Austin Pride for the Tigers, and Austin Pride goes for 260 pounds as well. So there you have it. I mean, 2 quick scores, and that's why I think, James, why you and I were shocked, and I don't know other way to say it. Shocked to see 2 punts back-to-back in this game.
Well, and if you would have told me coming to this game it would be 14-12, even at the end of the first quarter, I would have thought that was a little off the mark, really.
A little low, right?
Well, it might be at least 21-0. Drexel in the lead, but Worth County, the story tonight has been next man mentality, and how about this next man hit levied down on Haichu. Daybringer maybe getting a little bit of frustration out. He's had an end-around run that did not go his way, was dropped for a loss of 1. He's been the intended target twice tonight of Jacob Coffey, and he's dropped both.
And here again, I hate to sound like a broken record, but it's the truth. Whichever defense can step up, that's going to determine who wins this game.
Gladstone on first down, incomplete. Looking for Dylan McIntyre. It was the Gladstone-McIntyre connection that got the last 6 points for Worth County.
Good coverage that time by the Bobcats, and you have to wonder if the Bobcat defense is going to sell out now for the pass, because the pass has been so effective for Gladstone and the Tigers, but the Tigers will obviously keep the ball on the ground. Expect to see Cassavaugh and Haichu involved here.
I think Drexel's ready for it. Dayringer, as well as Lau, both have pick sixes on the season, not to mention Jacob Coffey has one. You know, one thing about Coffey defensively that stands out to me is out of his 2 fumble recoveries this season, one of them has been returned for a touchdown, and out of the 13 in his career, 5 have been returned for touchdowns. He has a nose for the ball.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And that was a good run there by Gladstone. Gladstone coming through to get his team in third manageable.
Manageable indeed. First down. Gladstone to Haichu, the fullback.
Haichu ran out, knew where the line to gain was, stopped there, and caught the great pass from Gladstone, picked up yards after the catch. And that's a good play call on 3rd and about 4. They'll come up with a first down. And they'll go empty here.
If the pass is working, why not keep trying it as Gladstone off balance into traffic. It's broken up. Daybringer's having a better day defensively than offensively. Just levied the hit on the kickoff. That's some good coverage in the secondary.
No doubt about it. It's a good job of rolling to his right and then throwing a pretty good pass, but good recognition back there by Dayringer as he turned around at the last second to knock that pass away. The last time they had 2nd down and 10, it was Gladstone keeping it himself.
Well, he pitches it to Haichu. 10 yards, 11, 12 to 13 on the carry.
Boy, their running game has been really good, especially on the edge. That option pitch has been working the way Gladstone has wanted it to. He's made great decisions. That one he wanted to pitch, he did, and it was open for a good first down.
Gladstone in the first quarter went over 1,000 rushing yards on the season. So far, his favorite target has been Rundy through the air, and on the ground it's been Haichu. Rundy faked the carry around the right side, but Gladstone right into coverage is brought down by Popplewell.
Still a good carry by Gladstone as he picks up 5. With the ball on the 17, Worth County has managed to move it again. And they can pick up a first down at about the 12-yard line. And with that 2-point lead, if you can keep stacking those 2-point conversions, James, you can keep the Bobcats at arm's length. But here we go again.
Another penalty against Worth County. It's at least the 3rd false start, and if not the 4th or 5th penalty that's just been for 5 yards, whether it's been a neutral zone infraction on defense or the false start on offense. What I'm looking at here, Bo, is the clock. If you can chew off a couple more minutes, score, don't get the ball to start the second half, will be Drexel's possession. You want to chew up as much time as you can. And this is caught.
Ooh, good tackle.
Haichu stayed in bounds. Tried to wait for the cars to clear, but got smacked.
TJ Munter with a great tackle, because if he does not bring Heitschuh to the ground, Heitschuh's going to score there. This is just a good route and a good pass, nice and safe. But look at the tackle here. The tackle gets Heitschuh to the ground and brings up 3rd and 5.
And that's a first-year varsity player in Munter on a third-year veteran in Heitschuh. Munter at 5'10", 180 pounds. It's a good open field tackle. 3rd and manageable, though, for Worth County. A little trickery. Gladstone following the blockers and found a seam as he gets the first down. Oh, he got the touchdown. Faked out by the 10-yard line.
That was a great play design. You know that those plays are in there because it's a double pass. Back to Heitschuh to Gladstone, then Gladstone becomes the runner. Looked like the offensive lineman may have gotten away with one there, but Gladstone walks in for the touchdown. It looked like Coffey may have gotten a little block in the back, but nevertheless, it's an 8-point lead, and here's a very important conversion early for the Tigers.
If they get this 2-point conversion, it's a 10-point game, but that doesn't mean it's a 2-score game. As Heitschuh, did he get there? No, he did not.
Good stop there by the Bobcats, and they stay a score down.
So Worth County leading by 8, but that is the stop that Drexel needed as they keep them within 1 score. Fans, you could purchase your own copy of today's game after the broadcast has ended. Click the download button for the broadcast on Misha.tv, and you can own this piece of Misha TV content forever. And with that, we will step aside here from Faurot Field and be back in Como in 1 minute.
Hey, Tile fans, this is head coach Harry Marte, and you're listening to Tiles Baseball.
Happy Monday evening, everybody, from Hampton, Virginia. James Stanley with you on the call tonight from War Memorial Stadium, the house that Branch Rickey built. It's the Tobs trailing 3-1 into their half of the 3rd inning on the road tonight. Starting back-to-back road games, they are at the Tarboro River Bandits tomorrow night. 1 run on 1 hit so far for the Tobs. Scaranda gets us started as the number 9 hitter and won't even take a swing at it as ball 1 is way outside. After the Tobs got Arakawa and Carr on base, they've now gone 0 for 6. RBI ground out for Gary Mattis, plated the first and only run so far for Wilson. The 1-0 to Scaranda misses a little high on the fastball, 2-0. But after Mattis's productive out, it was a strikeout to Devine, a line out for Riley Jepson, and then a 1-2-3 second inning. Cassidy in a groove in the pitch. Scaranda chasing fastball at 93. 2-1. 7th game of the series for the Borton Bulldog. Working with the two-tone red and black bat from the left side and watches a slider in on the hands. It catches the zone. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Tobs currently have won 4 straight games in the CPL to close out the first half. They finished the first half at 500, 10-10. The 2-2. Scaranda strikes out, anticipating fastball, and Cassidy gets him to swing and miss at 3 pitches, fastball, slider, and then a changeup. 1 gone in the top of the 3rd. James Arakawa will be at the plate. He led off the game with a base hit. A little slow roller back up the middle, but he's so speedy he was able to beat it out just in the way that Rod Carew used to do so back at historic Fleming Stadium. Cuts through the changeup. Cassidy's really feeling that pitch right now. It is the 2nd start for Cassidy against the Tobs this season. Cassidy was almost untouchable as last time he faced the Tobbs. And Arakawa will have the count even up 1-1 on the consecutive off-speed pitch. Good eye. Arakawa's starting to heat things up now. Has 5 RBIs over the last 7 days. Can he get the Tobbs rolling? Good pitch. Fastball misses upstairs and outside. 2-1. He scored on the RBI groundout off the bat of Gary Madison the first inning. Gave the Tobbs the lead, and the Pilots said not so fast in the bottom half of the first. Bouncing changeup, 3-1. Cassidy, however, gives up a ton of hits. He's given up 21. That's the most of any pitcher on the Peninsula staff. Opponent's batting .304 against him, but so far he's one hit the Tobbs here through the first 2 innings. And Arakawa slaps it to drag him at shortstop, throws off balance. A little bit of a long stretch for Stock, but he carries well with the 6'6" frame for out number 2.
From Shepherd, number 6, Jared Carr.
2 away for Jared Carr. Wind blowing in slightly from center field as the sun is dipping down beyond the James River to our west out on the peninsula. Lefty on lefty matchup. Cassidy got Carr to ground into a fielder's choices last time and sends this frozen rope into the left center field gap, and the catch is made on the run by Trey Morgan. Tobbs with another 1-2-3 inning. Jay Cassidy is perfect since the first 2 batters he put on Arakawa and Carr. So we'll be back with the bottom half of the frame when we return. The Tobbs trail the Pilots 3-1. You're listening to Wilson Tobbs Baseball. We'll see you on the other side. It's great having the marching musical storm back in the building as Woods off the inbound puts the lead back by 3. It's the Gorillas and the Blue Tigers going toe-to-toe this afternoon on the MIAA Network, and we're glad to have you here with us as Hoofner, the spin cycle. He has himself a 7-point afternoon in the first. Little back-and-forth battle we go. 9 lead changes. Chuck Wilson in the paint. Went about as far as he could go before running out of real estate. Wilson. Offensive foul away from the ball. Caught it on Makai Kimball. That's his first foul, team 7th. So Pittsburgh State is now into the bonus. Now Hoofner collided low. He may have taken one off the shoulder of Boland to his jaw. That is Boland's first, and Pitt State is on the threshold here of being able to maybe get to the double bonus for a little bit of the the first half. Closing minutes, but on the 1-1, Chuck Wilson gets the rebound as Hoofner couldn't connect. Wilson. Oh, look at the footwork and the hand control. Sends it short. Offensive rebound for Woods. This is why he's a big threat either from outside or down low. He can body up on the best of the postmen. Just look at him fight there on Birch, who looked a little turned around low. Speaking of Birch, kicks it out for Relaford. He'll pop from 15. And Williams wins the foot race. Lincoln looking to add on to their largest lead. Mark Boland could not get it to fall through. Relaford and Pippins Play catch. Ryan Pippins hits the target. This game feels very similar to the first meeting between Lincoln and Pitt State, but Lincoln's been a strong first half team. They've struggled to make adjustments in the second. The Blue Tigers do come in (0-12) in the MIAA. They're 1-16 overall. Pitt State only 4 spots ahead of Lincoln. 5-15 overall, 4-10 in conference, with one of the 4 wins for Pitt State coming over Lincoln in December. The one win for Lincoln this year came back in November against Central Christian. They won 101-55 over Central Christian College of the Bible, the NAIA school from Moberly, Missouri. So they're still trying to win their first Division II contest for Ed Wilson. Three-point advantage for Lincoln as Pippins locks eyes with Wilson. Now finds Hoofner. He wants to create some space. Angles up, and Olawasago going to hit him on the shoulder. And they call Derek Woods with the foul. Well, for the sake of Olawasago, that helps him out. That would have been his second. Instead, it's the first on Woods. And Hoofner will go back to the free throw line. 0 for 1 his first trip. One more foul by Lincoln, and Pitt State is in the double bonus. But they're holding on to the lead by their fingernails. Williams. Olawasago sends it out for Woods. Points on the other end. Largest lead for Lincoln by 4. Oh, what a play. Olawasago gave one up for the team, and on the other end, Pittsburgh State answers. The deuce for Lawrence. Will stop and pop. Doesn't drop through. Hoofner collects the rebound. Well, the shot clock is off. Will Pittsburgh State hold for the final say of the first half? Birch looked a little lost on the play. A little bit of a broken play for Pippins. In and out. Lincoln can hold for the final shot. Down to 3 seconds. Vidal hits the nylon, but could not get it to go through. 41-39, and the Blue Tigers enjoying a 2-point advantage into the halftime break. Will make some adjustments to keep their foot on the throttle. Peace out here into the halftime break as we'll step aside here on the MIAA Network. You're watching Blue Tiger basketball.